Replacing a car battery seems simple, but getting just one step wrong can leave your car unable to start, cause electrical shorts, or even damage expensive components. A lot of people replace their own batteries at home and run into trouble simply because they overlook details that seem unimportant. This video will break down the most common mistakes people make when replacing a battery and how to avoid them. So every battery change is safe, by the book, and doesn't cost you extra money. Pause for 3 seconds and hit the subscribe button to follow the newest videos. One, not checking the charging system, alternator, before replacing the battery. One of the most common mistakes people make when replacing a battery is not checking the alternator first. It sounds small, but this is exactly why many drivers end up spending hundreds of dollars without solving the problem. In many cases, when the battery light turns on or the car struggles to start in the morning, most people immediately assume the battery is bad and rush out to buy a new one. But if the alternator is weak, undercharging, or has a failing internal winding, the new battery will die quickly as well. There are plenty of cases where someone installs a new battery, drives for a couple of days, and the warning light comes right back. Replace the second battery. Same result. Many people think the battery brand is bad or built poorly, but the real issue is that the alternator isn't fully charging it, leaving the battery constantly drained. A healthy alternator should maintain around 13.8 set 14.4 volts while the engine is running. Anything lower means the battery will slowly lose charge, especially if headlights, AC, screens, or nighttime driving are involved. Modern vehicles also use smart charging, which sometimes makes people think the alternator is failing, when in reality, the system is simply reducing charge to improve fuel economy. That's why the best approach is to test the system with a multimeter or stop by an auto parts store. They test it for free and it takes just a few minutes. The key point: don't replace the battery until you know the alternator is healthy. If the alternator is weak, every new battery becomes an old battery after just a few days. And if the alternator fails completely while you're driving, the car can shut off in the middle of the road, which is extremely dangerous. 2. Replacing the battery when it's not actually bad. One of the most expensive mistakes in car maintenance is replacing a battery without confirming it's really the problem. A lot of people panic as soon as the engine cranks slowly, the dash lights dim, or the car refuses to start in the morning. The immediate assumption is always, the battery's dead. But in reality, many of these batteries are perfectly healthy. They've just been drained or undercharged for a long period. Replacing the battery only fixes the symptom, not the root cause. A common example is a weak alternator. The alternator is what keeps the battery full. If it's undercharging, the battery will always be low, making morning no starts completely normal. Drivers think the battery is failing and replace it, but because the alternator is still weak, the new battery drains just as fast. Many people go through 2 or 3 batteries before realizing the charging system is the real issue. Another cause is dirty or loose battery terminals, something incredibly minor but enough to cause sudden electrical loss. Even a small amount of corrosion can interfere with current flow, giving the same symptoms as a failing battery: slow cranking, flickering dash lights, and inconsistent starts. Simply removing the terminals, cleaning them with sandpaper, and tightening them properly can make the car start instantly. But many people skip this step and replace the entire battery for a problem that could have been fixed in 30 seconds. There's also parasitic drain, which many drivers don't know about. Cars that sit for long periods, vehicles with dash cams, aftermarket accessories, or wiring mistakes can drain the battery overnight. The battery is still good, but something is pulling power while the car is off. If you don't test for parasitic draw before installing a new battery, the new one will drain the exact same way. 3. Disconnecting the positive terminal first. A mistake that may seem small, but can cause serious consequences when replacing a battery, is disconnecting the wrong terminal first. Many people open the hood, see the two clamps, and immediately start loosening one without paying attention to the order. And that's exactly when trouble begins. In a car's electrical system, the entire metal body acts as the negative ground. This means that if you remove the positive terminal while the negative terminal is still attached, any metal tool in your hand, a wrench, screwdriver, or even the bolt itself, can accidentally touch the car's body and create a pretty nasty short circuit. The problem is that these accidents happen in a split second. Just turning the wrench a little too far or dropping the terminal clamp against the frame can create sparks instantly. In minor cases, a fuse may blow. In severe cases, you can damage control modules, the ECU, or internal wiring that isn't visible to the naked eye. That's why many people experience strange electrical issues after replacing a battery without realizing that one tiny accidental short during removal caused the damage. The correct method is actually very simple. Always disconnect the negative terminal first. Removing the negative cable breaks the electrical connection to the vehicle's body. Once the negative terminal is off, the entire frame is no longer live, meaning even if the wrench touches metal while removing the positive terminal, nothing will spark or short out. After everything is safe, you can disconnect the positive side. When installing a new battery, follow the reverse order. Connect the positive terminal first, tighten it securely, and then attach the negative terminal. 4. Reversing the battery terminals, polarity. Among the most damaging battery replacement mistakes, reversing the positive and negative terminals sits at the very top. It sounds unlikely, but it happens more often than people think, especially when installing a new battery with different post positions, or when someone is rushing in a parking lot. Just placing one cable on the wrong post sends current backward through the system, causing exactly the kind of disaster no one wants. Multiple blown fuses, a fried ECU, overheated wiring, and in some cases, visible sparks or smoke. The most dangerous part of reversing polarity is that it gives you no time to realize your mistake. The moment the positive cable touches the negative post, or vice versa, everything lights up immediately. A small spark is lucky. In many cases, the vehicle shuts down completely because the main fuse blows to protect the system, leaving the driver confused about what just happened. And if the current surge is strong enough, it can destroy critical control modules, parts that can cost up to 10 times the price of a new battery. The root cause is simple. Even though battery posts and vehicle cables are designed to fit only one way, many cars over the years have had their batteries replaced with slightly different sizes. This stretches cables, rotates posts into unfamiliar positions, and makes the layout look less obvious. Some people rely only on wire color, but not all vehicles use red for positive and black for negative. Some cars have black negative wires, but the positive wire may be a different color entirely, making it easy to mix them up. A moment of carelessness can turn into a very expensive mistake, but the opposite is also true. A few extra seconds of attention can prevent the problem completely. When placing a new battery in the tray, look carefully for the plus and minus symbols on the battery posts. Not all batteries use clear red and black markings. Some only have tiny embossed symbols. Then, check the vehicle's cables. The one that bolts to the chassis is always the negative cable. The other is positive. Once you identify both correctly, the rest of the installation becomes straightforward and completely safe. Comment 1 if you've ever made this mistake before. 5. Spilling battery acid. Another mistake that seems small but carries huge risks is tilting or spilling the liquid inside the battery. Many people don't realize that lead-acid batteries still contain a mixture of water and liquid sulfuric acid. Just tipping the battery slightly, setting it down at the wrong angle, or accidentally dropping it can cause the acid inside to spill out without being immediately noticeable. The problem is that even a few drops of acid are enough to corrode paint, pit metal, and even cause chemical burns if it touches your skin. Old batteries are even more dangerous. After years of use, the rubber seals around the battery caps can degrade, crack, or lose their tightness. This allows small amounts of acid to leak slowly around the edges of the battery, collecting on the handles or the underside. If you lift the battery without gloves, the acid can get on your hands and unknowingly transfer to other areas of the vehicle. Many people only notice paint bubbling or metal discoloration days later, long after the acid has already caused damage. What's concerning is that these spills often happen during very normal situations, like setting the battery down quickly because it's heavy, twisting it to get it out of a tight space, or laying it slightly on its side to remove the hold-down bracket more easily. Any of these actions can cause the internal liquid to leak, and once it leaks, it's hard to see with the naked eye because the acid mixture is almost clear. The safe way to handle this isn't complicated, but many people skip it. Always keep the battery perfectly upright. Never tilt it to either side while lifting it in or out of the tray. If the battery looks damp or sticky or has a strange smell, set it down on the ground immediately and avoid touching it with bare hands. If an old battery shows signs of leakage, it's best to wear gloves and lightly wrap it in a plastic bag before taking it in for replacement. 6. Not cleaning and tightening the battery terminals. Another mistake that many people overlook when replacing a battery, and one of the most common reasons cars suddenly lose power, is failing to clean and properly tighten the battery terminals. A lot of people just place the terminals on, tighten them a turn or two, and close the hood. But electricity isn't like mechanical parts. Even a thin layer of oxidation between the terminal and the clamp is enough to restrict electrical flow, causing slow cranking, flickering dash lights, or a complete no start. This leads drivers to think the new battery is defective when the real problem is poor contact. Battery terminals are made of soft metal, so moisture and heat can easily form white or light green corrosion around the clamps. It doesn't look serious, but this buildup acts almost like insulation. The car might start today, but shake slightly, crank slowly tomorrow, and unexpectedly stall at a red light the next day. Many people mistake this pattern for a weak battery, when the real fix is simply removing the terminals, scrubbing them with a wire brush or sandpaper until the copper shines, and reinstalling them. Beyond cleaning, improper tightening is just as problematic. If the terminal clamp isn't fully secured to the post, it will vibrate with every engine pulse. Even tiny vibrations can cause momentary loss of contact, enough to interrupt the electrical system. At low speeds, some cars may shut off completely. On newer vehicles, the dash can light up with multiple warning lights, or even trigger ECU errors due to temporary power loss. All because one bolt wasn't tightened enough. 7. Not seating the battery clamps all the way down on the posts. Another mistake many people never think about, yet is responsible for countless cases of weak cranking, intermittent starting, or random electrical glitches, is not pushing the battery clamps all the way down onto the battery posts. This happens far more often than you'd expect, especially when installing a new battery. Many people simply place the clamp over the top of the post, tighten the bolt, and as long as it doesn't spin, they assume it's secure. But battery posts are actually cone-shaped, narrow at the top and wider at the bottom. If the clamp only grips the very top, the smallest part, then, no matter how tight you make it, you'll never get a proper electrical connection. This leads to a very common scenario: a freshly installed battery, but the car sometimes still won't start. The gauges flicker, or the dashboard lights up with random warnings. Many people assume the battery is faulty, the alternator is weak, or a sensor is glitching, when the real issue is that the clamp is only half gripping the post. It's tight on the narrow tip, but not fully contacting the wider metal surface below, resulting in weak and unstable electrical flow. When the clamp doesn't sit down fully, the electrical connection might be strong at first, but becomes unstable as the car vibrates, or when multiple accessories are turned on. Turning on the AC, headlights, or blower motor can cause sudden voltage drops simply because the contact isn't firm. Some cars may even stall when hitting a pothole or turning the steering wheel, all caused by poor contact at the battery post, a detail most people never think twice about. The correct way to install the clamps is to loosen the bolt enough so the clamp can slide all the way down to the base of the post. Many technicians even give the clamp a light tap with a rubber mallet or screwdriver handle to ensure it seats fully around the cone-shaped post, maximizing metal-to-metal contact. 8. Using the wrong battery size or wrong specifications for the vehicle. Another mistake that's often overlooked, yet causes countless problems later, is installing a battery with the wrong size or incorrect specifications. Many people think, as long as it fits in the tray, it's fine, or they pick whatever is cheapest, biggest, or in stock at the store. But car batteries aren't like toy batteries. Each vehicle requires specific ratings for size, cold cranking amps, ICCA, capacity, and terminal location. Getting any of these wrong can make the car work fine for a few days, then start showing strange symptoms no one expects. The most common issue is using a battery that's too small. Modern cars have a large electrical load: sensors, fuel pumps, control modules, stop-start systems, and more. All of these require stable voltage. A battery with lower CCA than the manufacturer recommends will struggle with cold starts, especially in chilly weather. Sometimes the car still starts, but when the headlights, fans, and infotainment screen are on, the voltage drops low enough for the ECU to trigger multiple warning lights. On the other hand, using a battery that's too big or the wrong physical size is also a problem. A larger battery isn't better if the tray isn't designed to secure it. An oversized battery can shift when the car hits bumps, causing loose clamps, stretched wires, or even contact with the chassis that leads to electrical shorts. Some vehicles have airflow ducts or protective covers positioned precisely. Even a few centimeters of extra battery height can prevent the hood from closing properly or cause interference with surrounding wiring. Understanding every step in the battery replacement process helps prevent unnecessary risks: short circuits, no start conditions, premature battery wear, and random warning lights. Spending just a few extra minutes checking things in the correct order, choosing the right battery, and ensuring clean, secure connections will keep your car starting reliably for years. These small details are what save time and money and keep your car safe every day. Did this video help you out? Hit subscribe and help us reach 30,000 subscribers.